Striking Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Knighthood. Battle epic friends and foes in a living fantasy RPG world full of mysterious monsters and mighty enemies as you strive to become the land's most feared and famous Knighthood. Win rare treasure in hunts and quests to improve your gear and up your game. Collect ancient heroes to fight by your side and summon their abilities in times of need. Fully customise your member of the Knighthood, join a guild, fight epic battles and win glory in the PvP arena. Free to download and play, link in the video description below, and when you download the game it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Alright, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's Challenger Scorpion. Phil Marshal returns. He's brought his Necrons along. They're going to go up against the new Tyranids with the new Codex and a refreshed experimental list here with my red coloured Hive fleet. As you can see, I'm going to run the new simulator in this list. So before I go through the list, we thank you to everyone that supports on Patreon. Link for that in the video description below. There's different tiers that you can go for. There's gold level Patreons, they get names shouted out during our game, and also the famous Patronic dice to use at some critical point during the battle. Silver level Patreons get names shouted out at the end of our games, and then there's bronze level with names in the end credits. So you can see all the patrons, all their names are kept in the end credits of each of our videos as well. But you can help support the channel through Patreon, so it helps with running the channel, and also SSWG War Games Club we're filming at the moment, and it also helps supply more models for the channel as well. So for the Tyranids, I've kind of kept with the monster theme, changing things around, experimenting obviously with the new Codex. Some units are better than others compared to what they were previously. It's a bit of a transition, moving over from 9th edition to 10th edition. But we'll see how this list performs. Necrons are decent enough. I haven't used them yet, but from what I've seen and reviewed of them on the channel with the index cards, they seem potent enough, so it should be a good matchup here. Xenos versus Xenos. So for the Tyranids, I'm running the Assimilator. They're in the middle. A Swarm Lord. There's two nasty beasties. There was plenty of them, but I was going to say he's an HQ, but he's not a character. He just counts as a regular monster. But Swarm Lord is going to be the Warlord here for this list. So he's in the Decapitator and the Assimilator working together. Then two Tyrannifexes with their Rupture Cannons for some heavy firepower support. Three individual Carnifexes, each with the Scythentans and then the Crushing Claws being taken for each of those. Going to run Raveners, experiment with them. So a squad of 6 of those being taken. Also got a Tervigon, a squad of 3 Rippers, and then 3 squads of Gaunts, 2 squads of 20, and a squad of 10. For every 10 models, you can take one of the special weapons. So I've gone for Stranglewebs. So there's 2 Stranglewebs in there, 2 in there, and then 1 in this squad just here. That's the list for the Tyranids. We'll see how well they get on. So going to run the detachment as a Crusher Stampede. It's one of the new detachments from the book. So the basic rule for that, enraged behemoths. Each time a Tyranid monster model from your army makes an attack, so there's plenty of monsters here in this list, You add 1 to the hit roll if that model's unit is below its starting strength. So I reckon for monsters, if they've lost any wounds, then they become enraged and they get that +1 to the hit rolls. And if they're below half strength, it's +1 to the wound roll as well. And then with that detachment comes the 6 different stratagems, and then I haven't had enough points to go for any of the enhancements this time around. I believe it comes to 1995 points. Then finally, Phoenix Swords and Autarchs have been allocated. A bit tricky with Autarchs, as usually they're put on squad leaders, but the Tyranids don't really have squad leaders. Same with the Necrons as well, but I think we've got a fix for it. Most of them have gone over to the Necron side for the Autarchs. There's one here though, put Midnight Miniatures, who is a Tyranids player. I've put him onto this squad of Gaunts here for this game. Then Phoenix Swords, Ben Shaw onto the Tervigon, Gutby and Michael Fryer onto the 2 Tyrannifexes. Then Longbow BB onto the Assimilator. Then the Carnifexes, they're all configured the same as Valhalla Field Marshal Robert, Amy Almo and BPP Wargaming onto those. JP, Gene Silicolt's Tyranids player, something sneaky, so put him onto the Raveners. And then finally, we want the Swarmlord to be as angry as possible, so I've put Ray Cross onto him. So that's Phoenix Swords and Autarchs allocated for the Tyranids. Tyranids ripping and roaring to go. We'll take a look now and see what Phil Marshall has for his Necron army. Alright, so 2,000 points of Necrons. I've not played against them, I've not used them yet for 10th edition. I've heard good reports and I was impressed when doing the index cards review. Phil's played 1 game in 10th so far.
Against James, he's on his channel.
Oh, right. Okay, if you want to see Phil in action for the first time with 10th edition, that's over on James's channel. And now Phil's migrated over to here to take on the Tyranids. We'll let him run through his list.
Okay, so this is 1,990 points, so 10 points short. There's no way to get to the 2,000 in this list. So I'll just start from this side. We've got Tomb Blades, 6 Tomb Blades. They've all got the particle beamer. Although they're modelled with different things, they are actually all going to be particle beamers. Then we've got Ophidian Destroyers, squad of 3. We've got Warrior block of 20, 10 with Flayers, 10 with Reapers. And they've got Crypto Thralls with them, which you have to take now, obviously, if you don't want them to die. They're led by an Overlord, and they've also got the Cryptech, which is Orican the Diviner is the character, which is the one that gives them a lot of buffs, and he's very powerful in 1 attack per go. We've got the Reanimator, which is now good. So not used the whole of the night, but now it's good. So I've dug it out of the box. Already, it's been painted for about 2 years, and that's finally appeared. A squad of 5 Death Marks because of their deep strike ability. We've got the Transcendent Catan, which is very good. He can take he's got the Sempiternal Weave enhancement, which gives him 4+ Feel No Pain. So he's got a 4-up save. He's got a 4 invulnerable save. He's got a 4+ Feel No Pain, and he's also half damage.
Oh.
And he also moves around the border all over the place when he wants to. Then we've got a squad of 10 Immortals with the Gauss weapon, not the Tesla, but the Gauss weapon.
Gauss blasters,
yeah. They're led by the Chronomancer, which in my game against James was my most valuable player.
Oh.
So he's very good. He gives them a few things. He's got gives them -1 to hit. Also, they can move 5 inches after they shoot.
Oh, interesting.
So he's good. We've got the Lord also with them, just a basic Lord. He's got the Resurrection Orb. I should say he's got Resurrection Orb as well, and Tachyon Arrow.
Okay.
So Resurrection Orb means that I can reanimate in your command phase as well as mine. So for that squad and that squad. Then we've got 3 Locust Heavy Destroyers. And we've got the Chris Comiskey Cowboy. There he is, making a return, even better than in 9th. So that should be interesting. He's going to buff those guys, give them +1 to hit. And then 2 Canoptic Doomstalkers. And they'll have a Technomancer near them. He'll buff them as well. He'll be able to repair them and also make them live a bit longer, hopefully. Yeah, so that's my squad.
All right, so it looks like, for what I'm seeing, is the importance of characters being attached to units is to give out buffs to protect them, enhance them, and to help them repair themselves on the board. So you can see it feels lined up, the kind of combinations he's looking to go for here for his list. Interesting for sure. So Chris Comiskey's already been called out. We've naturally put him onto the cowboy model. Lucas Brown, or the Lucas Heavy Destroyers.
Locust Brown, yeah.
Or Locust Brown, yeah. Then Mephisto onto the Immortals. Autarchs, then we put them onto characters, some minor, some not so minor. So Sam Hermes here onto the Chronomancer. Dylan Moore, I think it's his debut for this thing in any of our games. The Transcendent Catan. And then Itai Miara onto
Oracle the
Diviner. And then Ben Harris onto the Overlord. And then Vagabond onto the large block of Necron Warriors.
Nate Miller
onto the Tomb Blades, and then Paintlicker's Paint Pot onto the Ophidian Destroyers. That's the list here for both sides. We'll take a look now at scenario and deployment. All right, so we've got a mission here, randomly determined. So it's Vital Ground. We've gone for Secret Intel for the mission rule, which won't apply because we're both going for fixed secondaries, and then Crucible of Battle for our deployment zone. Phil's elected to go in this corner, so that's his deployment zone marked by the red dice. So fighting diagonally here, and the Tyranids, their deployment zone marked by the orange dice across the other side. There was 5 objectives on the board. The one closest to the middle, which was dead centre for the setup, has been removed as per the missions. There's 4 objectives on the table, forming a slanted box on the board. So there's a home objective each. Tyranids one's over there. Phil's home objective just here, and then there's 2 in no man's land now. There's one over in this corner, and there's one just the other side of that ruin. So that's the objectives on the board. Quite straightforward to Vital Ground. Turn 2 onwards. So the instructions there is to remove the objective that's closest to the centre of the board, which was the central objective. So that's gone. At the end of each command phase, this is turn 2 onwards. If you control, your home objective is worth 2 victory points, and then for each objective marker in no man's land, is worth 5 points each, so you could get 10 points if you control both. And if you have the opponent's objective, home objective, it's worth 6 victory points. That's all there is really for Vital Ground for this game. So the whole battle revolves around the control of these objectives, with the no man's land and beyond objectives being of the most value. So incentive for both sides to push forwards, at least at no man's land here in this game. So for terrain, briefly and quite straightforward, we're going to play these as ruins. So you've got plenty of obscuring terrain on this board. We will play as per the hard edge of the board itself, not for the ruins. So this will be the hard edge. So your obscuring will come straight up in this direction. So if you've got an infantry model standing here, you can physically be seen, but we'll play the terrain that it's obscuring. So plenty of places to hide behind on the board. There's a few Munitron containers, so sealed buildings. So you can, infantry could shelter behind them and gain cover. Play the same kind of rules here for these rocky outcrops. I'll play that as a crater across the other side, and then there's a few tank traps dotted around the board. So that's terrain here for this mission. Secondaries have been chosen. Phil's gone for Bring It Down. Very, very tasty against all these Tyranid monsters. Big bonuses available for taking on those. Engage North Front, so it's looking to spread his force around into table quarters to pick up points. And then for the Tyranids, we've gone for Bring It Down as well. There's not so many points available, but there is some, around about 9 or 10. And then Assassination is very tasty indeed. There's plenty of characters to try and gobble up if possible. So our secondary is chosen. We have the mission. Army's ready to go. We'll start alternating placing units on the board next. Right, just to mention the battle mat and terrain. So battle mat is from gamemat.eu. This is a snow mat here. It's been replaced by an updated version, which is available from them. You can get it in 6x4, the same size we're using here. I'm just marking the boundary, or you can get it in the new 60 inches by 44 inches. So gamemat.eu for your supplies of battle mats. Also using some of their pre-painted terrain. So it's the snowy rock set across here. So these large rock formations, there's some across the other side. They're all part of that set as well. So you can check out gamemat.eu for your supplies of pre-painted terrain and battle mats as well. And then for a short time, a limited number of slots, there is a 20% discount The code for that is in the video description below. If that code doesn't work, 'cause it's a limited number, then there is the usual 11% off. You can use that code. I'll put both codes in the video description below. All right, so deployment's done for both sides. Phil's saying that the loss of the central objective is a bit disruptive for his usual game plan. Similar to the way I run my Necrons usually, it's a camping out in the centre of the board with Necron warriors and so on, with like a central HQ set up. So that's removed. So really, the no man's land objectives is this one here in the open, and there's one across the other side. So Necrons, I think, are going to go for the split here to feed out in either direction. The central part of the board, there's no real value to it. It could just be an exchange of firepower going across these ruins. So it's going to be interesting negotiating this terrain with units tapping into it, seeing through. Each of these will be like a separate piece of obscuring terrain, so bear that in mind. It will affect some of the crossfire going on both sides, lining up their heavy guns to shoot across the gap. So Phil can go through his deployment. For the Tyranids, on the left-hand side is 1 Tyranid and 2 Carnifexes. That's Field Marshal Robert on the extreme left-hand side of BBP Wargaming, and then the Michael Fryer Tyranifex just here, just so the Phoenix Lords and Autarchs can follow their units around during the game. Then over here, the main blob for the Tyranids, so the Tervagon, Ben Shaw parked up here, the Gaunts all around, the Midnight Miniatures unit here, another unit of 20, Rippers at the back and a squad of 10. The Assimilator here, making use of the obscuring terrain. A Tyranifex which is tapped into the terrain so it can see through and be shot at. That's the Gut B one. The Red Cross Super Angry Swarmlord is here, who's quite well hidden actually because there is the obscuring terrain. The Amy Elmo Carnifex on this right hand side, and then the Raveners have gone into Deep Strike Reserve. So that's deployment done for the Tyranids. And then for Phil,
okay, so the main blob of warriors is on this home objective with the associated characters. 2 Doomstalkers are here in the centre. They're being supported by a Technomancer, gives them +1 to hit, and also he can repair one at the end of movement phase. The Reanimator's in the middle there, so he's got a nice 12-inch bubble to aid people's reanimation. The Locust Destroyers, Heavy Destroyers, are behind the cover, along with the Trentender Catan at the moment. Immortals over that side in their block with their Lord and the Chronomancer, just sitting there ready to go wherever they need to go. Are they going to stay there or shoot, or they might take an advance towards that objective? We'll see how it goes. Aphelion Destroyers are in the unit in that terrain. They're ready to move in the deployment phase. They can in the opponent's turn they can actually tunnel and they come up somewhere else. So we might do that.
cool.
And then Tomb Blades are ready to move out fast from this corner, just behind some give them a bit of cover in case we don't go first.
Okay.
And the 5 Death Marks are in Deep Strike.
I can see a lot of parallels between these two armies. You've got two big shooty things. I've got 2 big shooty things. You've got
little horde things.
Lots of hordes, yeah, and then you've got your burrowing things here. My Raveners can do the same. They can disappear underground. So there's parallels here. Flesh versus metal, which will prevail. We'll roll up to see who goes first. Let's see what happens. So, do you want to go first? I'll probably say yes.
I wouldn't mind getting some shots in. I got a 1.
I've got a 5. Tyranids to go first in this game. Both sides, I think, are going to show aggression. They have to if they're going to go on to win this battle. It's going to be a battle for the 2 flank objectives, I think, in this game. Must protect home objective, but I mean, where is yours? It's in here. It's quite some distance away. It's a lot of chewing to do if the Tyranids didn't get through to that. And then the same for the Necrons, a lot of chopping through this flesh to get through to the home objective. So I reckon the real emphasis is going to be on the 2 flank objectives. We'll see how well each side goes for those. Turn 1 coming up for the Tyranids next. Right, so movement here for the Tyranids. I put my reroll hit rolls and moon rolls against him for the game, so we've got a taste for the radioactive spaghetti monster here for this battle. So whether the two will clash on the board, the assimilator and the Transcendent Catan. Whether they'll clash on the board or not, we'll have to see. There's one bit that was missed here for deployment. It's the Comiskey Cowboys. I've never seen the model deployed so boldly on the board, but he's lone operative, so he's safe enough. I don't think the Tyranids can get within range 12 to start shooting at him. The idea is he sits there on like a Overwatch type thing. He's watching over this town, which ain't big enough for the both of us. And these units are going to push forwards. He'll keep a watch well, during the game. He's able to like just shoot at stuff every time other units are shot at. He's able to return
within
fire.
3 inches of him, including himself. If he shoots at him, or anything within 3 inches, he can return shot at that unit. Sorry, no, it doesn't even have to be that unit. He can shoot anything. If you shoot something near him, he can shoot as if it was the shooting phase.
Fascinating. Interesting. Okay, we'll make our moves here with the Tyranids. Right, turn one for the Tyranids. Movement's quite straightforward, just generally pushing forwards with these units. I didn't go my full move, just came to the edge of this obscuring terrain across here with the assimilator. Rolled well enough for advanced rolls with both of these Carnifexes. This one has made it onto the objective, the other one's gone around the rocky outcrop across here. So we're good at potentially at crushing through vehicles and so on. Not sure how we're going to mash through reanimating Necron warriors. It's an interesting clash and combination across here. Then remaining stationary with him, he's got a target. Tapped into the terrain with the Doomstalker, and we can physically see it. So we do have shots lined up with him. Same with the other one across the other side. Can't see the other one because of this fresh piece of this fresh piece of obscuring terrain, but we can see that one. So there's a bit of a crossfire potentially available from the two Tyrannifexes. Then around this side, Rippers have gone up here just to try and keep an eye on deep strikers potentially. And then the 10 model squad on the objective. This one's advanced. All of these have advanced here as well. Rolled a 6, so scooting forwards, and the Carnifex rolled really well. Has moved on to the objective. So aggression from the Tyranids, pushing their monsters out. It's swarming infantry pushing up behind. A bit of firepower available in the form of the two Tyrannifexes. Okay, so on the shooting phase, I have a Swarm Lord on the board, so again extra CP per turn whilst he's alive. Very, very useful indeed. So 2 command points available. Don't really need to play any kind of stratagems here. Phil will go to the 4+ invulnerable save. I think it's what he's going to take with that. So there's no point doing the ignores cover and so on. So we're going to go for rupture cannons. We'll commit these to. There's a couple of Tyranid friends on Patreon. Starting with Carl Roden, of course, whose only loyalty is Tyranids declared. So we'll go for 2 shots with the rupture cannon. We're looking for 2s, 3s to hit, and then remain stationary with heavy weapon. So looking for 2s. 2 hits come through. We'll then try and wound on 2s. 2s to wound. Yeah, so here we go. We've done our bit. 2 wounds have come through. That's from that Carnifex there at the back. So now we're looking at 4+ invulnerable saves. Each one of these that goes through will be 2d6 damage, so it's an important enough roll. Yeah.
That's what I did against James. Exactly the same. When he fired his new tank at that.
Or the Rogal Dawn?
Yeah.
That would have frustrated him. Okay, right. We'll go with the next one then. We'll rinse and repeat. So, double 6 doesn't mean anything. I don't think, no. It's good plum shooting here for the Tyrannifexes. I can't complain at them. They're doing their job. There's 2 more wounds have come through, so they cannot complain at their efficiency. It's all down to these rolls here.
That's a 6.
That's
so
a 6.
One's gone through.
One's gone through. You've blocked 6d6 damage. 2d6. Right. So how many wounds does that thing have? I could come
12.
up.
12 wounds.
12 wounds. Come on, reroll the damage. Oh, come on, reroll the damage. Yeah, go on then. Carl, it's not Carl Road, no, it's undeclared this one. We'll see what we get. 7, or a mild improvement. Okay, so 7 wounds caused in total, which I know full well it can be repaired, so it feels not too worried about that. The key is just to keep Necron units alive. Down to 5 left. Shame, we've got no other kind of firepower available that can contribute towards that. Tyranids are potent enough, but feels roll well for his invulnerable saves. There's no charges to take place. That's the end of the turn for the Tyranids. We've moved out. Some units are exposed. There's stuff that can be seen for sure, so there can be some return fire.
For the end of your turn, these are going to do tunneling horrors, so they're going to tunnel down and go into,
reserves.
Reserve and come back out.
Interesting.
Turn, yeah.
Okay. Right, correct us if we're wrong, but as we're reading the rules for those, Phil can remove them. There's no restrictions. It doesn't say you can't do it on turn 1. And we're saying, well, he can bring them in on his turn 1, deep striking in. Now, do correct us on that one if that you understand that differently, but we're happy enough for Phil to go ahead and play it that way if he wants to. I guess you could put them in reserves and you could leave them till turn 2 or turn 3.
Leave them turn 2, yeah.
Okay, we'll see what Phil decides to do.
They can do it every turn if you want.
Yeah, very interesting. The Ophidian Destroyers. I've got 2 boxes of them. It's a start, isn't it?
They're a bit expensive, 110 points for 3.
Okay.
Quite pricey, but that's not bad because it helps your slow movement of your Necrons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll see how Phil responds. The Tyranids are heading towards him. What do the Necrons do? We'll go on to their turn 1 coming up next. All right, so Necron turn 1, bit of explaining to do here. I'm starting to get impressed by the Necrons and what they can do. All the wounds have been restored. It was on 5. It's gone all the way back up to 12. So Phil can explain.
Okay, so reanimation protocols are rolled for 3 wounds to back onto the Doomstalker, and then because he's within 12 of the reanimator, gets an extra one. So I did it again. And then the Technomancer jumped down, and at the end of his movement phase, he can again regen up to D3 3 wounds on a model within 3 inches of him. Yeah,
so reanimation protocols became 2d3 because of him, so that's fine. And then in a separate ability, the Technomancer can restore D3 wounds. So Phil's able to top the wounds back up to starting strength. I think you can do it. I can't see why not. But if that's the case, which I think it is, it's very powerful. And there's even more pressure now with the right combination that you have to wipe out Necron units because they have a tremendous ability at restoring wounds. So I'm mightily impressed by that. Very, very good. Pushing out here, the Necron warriors pushing forwards and their attached HQ units. Tomb Blades have pushed up on top of the building with their fly ability. We've described what's going on here. And then Locust Heavy Destroyers backing up the Immortals.
Yeah, just a standard move, yeah. No advancing, just move. They're getting ready to have a bit of a shoot and just sit there. The Ophidian Destroyers, we saw that went last turn, and also the Transcendent Catan, they've both done their sort of re-movement phase. They've appeared here, within away from 9 inches from anything here.
Yep.
So this will help me with engaging all fronts.
Okay. So, movement's done. There's a great dynamic going on with Necrons here. Mightily impressed with them. So far, so good. We'll go on to shooting phase for the Necrons coming up next.
Pits.
All right. Immortals. 2 of them can't see because of the obscuring terrain. The other 8 are going to go into the Carnifex. That's going to be 16 shots.
16 shots. They're being led by a leader, so they hit on 2s. Listed skill 3, but they hit on 2s.
Well. And 6s auto wound.
Lethal hits with 6s, yeah.
Nice Necron dice.
These are from Kill Team. They're from the Necron Kill Team. So they're death marks, those faces. Strength is 5.
Yeah, I think we're toughness 9. Yep, so 5's to wound. There's a lot more. There's another 5 in there as well.
These are AP minus 1 damage.
Cool.
7.
3s. Yeah, not bad. Okay, 2 wounds do come through. Just checking armor 2 up. So yeah, 2 wounds caused, dropping down to 6. Rerolling wound rolls because I'm on objective.
Yeah. Implacable eradication.
I'm impressed with Immortals now.
Yeah, I love my all.
3 more. 3 ups. Yeah, 2 more wounds scores. Well done. That's really good.
Down to 4.
Down to 4. Half destroyed. Yeah, Carnifex taking a beating here from Necron infantry firepower. Wondering how Phil would deal with the monsters, but his infantry are giving a good account of themselves. So this firepower is the artist formerly known as Vij. Patreon here.
So D6 shots, just the 1. It's hitting on 3s. Yep, okay. AP -1, 1 damage.
Yeah, another wound. Drop it down to 3. It's Carnifex is on limited time here.
The Lord has Staff of Light, range 18.
It's in range, no worries.
3 shots with the Staff of Light, hitting on 2s this time.
Just continuing on with the artist formerly known as Vij.
They all hit. This one is strength 5.
5 to wound.
We've got 1. It's AP -2, this one. 1 damage.
Another wound taken. I can't. Come on, reroll
2.
these wounds. Yeah, I'll just let it go through.
I believe that's it.
Okay.
We'll shoot at this one.
Yes, this one moved into the terrain, tapped into the terrain, so it can see through this now, and I've tapped into the terrain across here. So Tyranids can be seen. So it's the Canoptic Doomstalker.
Who can this one be? We'll do...
Orky Friend.
Yeah.
Zog Puncher. Bjork the Zog Puncher for this one.
D6 number of shots. Oh, thanks, Orc.
Are you D6 plus 1? I was having a
Yeah, +1. Yeah, it's true. Actually,
7 shots.
7 shots.
I was having a nosy at some of the stat lines.
Yeah. Okay. Now he did move, but he's near Hexmark Destroyer, which gives him leadership. So he's hitting on 4s.
Necron's in a good place at the moment. The rules look good. A brand new set of models that's been carried over from the Indomitus set. Possibility of new stuff on the way, and a new codex coming quite soon. Oh, missed that.
Good. Oh dear. Only the 1. Yeah, just the 1.
Okay.
It's strength 14.
3s to wound. Toughness 11.
Right. Okay.
Minus,
AP -3.
minus 3.
3 damage.
Okay, so I reckon with cover it's going to be -2. So looking at 4-up save, I could try and use my once per battle ability to ignore this coming through. What's the damage? D6?
No, this
Straight
is
3.
Straight 3. Yeah.
We'll try and block this. We're going to need a 4. No, I'm going to command reroll it to try and block it. We don't, so we'll take it. We will take the wounds. So the train effects is going to drop to 13 wounds left.
18-inch range, nothing for him.
His pistols are 18. He's some cowboy. He's good.
Yeah, I'm sure he's.
Yeah, no, if they were previously.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
There's a lot of cards here. For...
Yeah,
Phil's got a lot of HQs and stuff.
Yeah, he's there. He's 18. I'm pretty sure.
It's real strong assets for the Necrons.
We want. So I don't believe these can see anything now where they are. There's nothing down there. Blocked here, blocked there.
Phil's made an extra move for these. They're allowed to. That comes from the unit or from the HQ helping them do that?
It comes from the Chronomancer.
Ah, right, okay.
Time Splitter Mentor or something.
Okay.
No, it's Chronometron. After the shooting phase, they can move again 5 inches as long as they're not within engagement range of an enemy.
Phil's moved them into range of the objective.
Nice.
So a few shots down here for Gauls Flares. 8 of them in range of this kind of effects that's on the objective.
Hitting on 3s because they're being led. Oh, they're better shot than the Doomstalker. That would have been amazing. Yeah, come on, guys. That's good. Good shooting from those guys. That is lethal hits. Sorry.
1 lethal hit came through.
Strength 5.
5's to wound. And another 1. -1. I take it on those.
I think it's no AP. Yeah.
No AP.
That's flat AP.
Oh, they took it away. And we still failed. Taking a wound, so 1 comes through, dropping down to 7. Go for it. Tachyon arrow from the Overlord. Is it still once per battle weapon?
Once per battle.
Okay, here it comes.
We want a good shooter.
Yeah, we always go Patronic on a Tachyon arrow. A good shooter would be Longbow BB.
Yeah, that's it. That's the guy.
He runs an airsoft shop, so should be link for him in the video description below.
Yeah, it hits on 2s. 2 ups to hit.
Nice and straightforward.
Range 72. It's hit.
Just about. Okay.
Strength 16.
Well, 3's to wound still. Toughness 9. No.
CP.
Yep.
Reroll. Yes.
Goes through. Well done.
AP -5.
Not devastating wounds or anything?
No. AP -5.
So there is some cover involved. I'll need a 6. Something amazing. Nope.
D6 +2 damage.
Wow. If you roll 5 or yeah, 3 damage. Primary roll's been used up, so we'll drop down to 4 wounds left. That could have been a kill there. Would have been a good one for Tachyon arrow. Sure. Doomstalker's going to fire down here at this Carnifex.
And that one can be...
He's using the Patreons here. Phil knows what to do. Necron players.
Nate Miller.
Necrons it is. Yeah, go for it.
So this one stayed still. So it's heavy. So it stayed still. Hits on a 4. It's got the Technomancer with it. So we'll be hitting on 3s.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, this is number of shots.
Oh yes. Oh, okay. 5 shots. Yes. Go on. Well,
You do 1 shot if you want.
Yeah, 1 shot of 5.
5 shots +1.
6. Yeah. Always get the +1. That's me.
There's something else in the game that gets D6 +1 shots. It's me remembering. Strangleform cannons, the Tyranids, they get D6 +1. This is okay.
It's 4 hits.
3's to wound.
Strength 14.
It's really good. It's good. -4.
-3.
-3. So 4 up, so I reckon, because it'll be -2 after cover. And we do block 2. So 1 goes through, which is 3 damage, yeah. So dropping down to a 1 wound left on him. Cover's still a tricky one with 10th edition. I think we're getting it right, that I'm getting the cover save here because just this little bit here, ruins benefit of cover. Each time a range attack is allocated to a model, so that's what Phil's done. He's allocated his attacks to my Carnifex. If that model is either wholly within this terrain feature, which I'm not, or it's not fully visible to every model in the attacking unit because of this terrain feature, and that's where I think I'm getting cover from. Phil's firing through parts of this terrain feature, which is partially blocking the shot coming through. So that's realistic enough that this could absorb some of the damage as the shots come through. I think that's the correct interpretation for the rules. Do let us know in the comment section if you think otherwise. So, anything else?
That's all the shooting,
Done.
I believe.
And I think we've got no charges yet. I was thinking about heroic intervention across there, but I'd rather not. Maybe shoot at them and then charge, so we'll leave that one. Then across here, Ophidian Destroyers want to go after the little rippers upstairs. Which
9.
Phil gets a 9. Well, it's 9 required. In they go. Interesting.
Like a phase weapon.
So this is Phil's second game. Take it easy in the comment section, but this is a handy one.
I'm trying.
This is a handy one because anything that goes wrong, any rules that are wrong, you can blame Phil, and I can just read the comment section and to make sure I don't make the same mistakes. If there are any, but so far I think we're okay. But if you think otherwise with some of these rules, then do let us know in the comment section below. Ophidian Destroyers have gone in. A little chance to see what they can do as they dice up these little rippers. Right.
Man.
So with him, his advanced move is this disappear and reappear.
Yeah, that's if you. Yeah, so he can't shoot when he lands.
Can't shoot and he can't charge because he's advanced. Got
but
it.
These have come in on
Deep strike. Yeah,
Deep
fine.
Strike.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, if it didn't destroy us, hitting on 3s. Any kind of rerolls involved with them? We used to get a reroll 1s and things.
Oh yes. Devastating wounds ability with the plasma sight, which I didn't take out of the box, but they get the free plasma sight. You haven't got to pay for the points.
Okay.
Once per battle for each plasma sight it has. So it's got 1 plasma sight. Devastating wounds, that is. Nobody model syndrome means it's not.
It goes down, that's fine, that's all good. 2's to wound. All of them.
All of them.
Damage.
2.
Damage 2 each time.
There's 7.
That'll do. You can take them off. Wiped out. Rippers are removed. I'm not surprised. Okay. I thought it was safe there with those, but Phil's got them. So that's that combat resolve, and that marks the end of turn 1 here for the Necrons. Pretty impressive. Firepower's decent enough. Great resilience and some good tactical flexibility. We'll give an update on the score. All right, so points coming through. Just 2. That was 4. Engaged on front. So Phil. So 2 points to 0. Very early stage here in this game. We'll go on to the second turn of the battle. Coming up next for the Tyranids. Right, so turn 2 for the Tyranids. There's multiple threats for us to deal with. Trying to keep the overall game plan in mind. We've got 5 points for this primary and 2 points for the home objective, so healthy enough. So moved. I can't see any point in wandering up here just to be gunned down. We'll hang around on this objective. This is serving us well. So there's 2 Carnifexes on this one now. 1 healthy and 1 barely alive, just on 1 wound left. Tyrannifexes remain stationary. Non-assimilator, it's a 10-inch move, so swung around in this direction. Tapping into the terrain. Been looking at the rules for terrain. It's proved to be very important in this battle, the way that ruins work. So I reckon we got it right so far. There's something else to point out. So moving over terrain. I'm sure people played a good number of 10th edition games already, but just to clarify that models, so I'm just a model. Model can move freely over terrain features 2 inches or less in height. Then models cannot move through terrain features that are taller than 2 inches, but can climb up and down them. So what we're saying is we've seen it across here with these Canoptic Doomstalkers. They are allowed into this terrain. So what Phil's done there is fine. What the non-assimilator has done across here, tapping into the terrain, is fine. This across here, I think I've got access across here. I can go around this way with my charge because this is all less than 2 inches in height. But when it comes to things like these walls, as I cannot pass through them, as the basic rules for terrain say. So there is restrictions with a terrain feature like this. Monsters, vehicles can push into it, but they can't go through walls or climb up and down the walls. When you go to the ruins rules for terrain, it then clarifies the ruins. And so infantry and beasts can move through the terrain features such as walls, ceilings, gantries and so on without restrictions. So that's what infantry could do. They can go through walls, no problem. And they can also, if they're infantry beasts and fly, they can land on top of different levels. So the non-assimilator can move in and around the terrain, but it cannot go through walls, and it cannot climb up and down the walls or land on different levels. So I reckon we've got that correct. It's realistic enough. So it all seems fine. We reckon we do have a charge. We couldn't charge through the wall, but we can get through around that way. So these two, I don't think they would clash on the battlefield, but all of a sudden they find themselves very close together on the table. I'm keeping the Raveners off the board for now. We've gained 2 CP at the start of the turn for having the Swarmlord on the board. We've kept both of the Tyrannifexes stationary. Gaunts backing up, facing this way, backing up, and then the Tervagon backing up as well. Going to try and use firepower to bring these down, if possible. The Wounded Carnifex and the Swarmlord on this objective. Didn't claim this one, and then we're going to try and deal with these Immortals and the characters, possibly. That's movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. So you think you've played lots of games of 10th, and there's still things just... I think it's a brilliant set of rules for 10th edition. There's a few little things to iron out. Here, I've been using the cards, which are like 98% the same. There are a few changes. Raveners, there's a couple of little changes there, but I have the cards laid out. You can just take a pen and make a few corrections. They're quite minor. There's a couple of things. For example, like Raveners, 4-up save on the card. It's 5-up save in the Codex. But then if you don't take the shooting option, which I haven't, your save goes back up to 4+. There's little things like that just to check the cards, but they're not irrelevant now. The cards are still applicable, but you just need to check them over for any slight changes that have taken place. So going on to the non-assimilator, going to fire my harpoons. Toxin Injector Harpoon. We'll go Jordan Russell with the Eldar here. Range 12, we're in range. We're going to fire it into the Spaghetti Monster. 2 attacks, needing 2s. And it's re-rollable because we have a singular purpose of destroying you. Select an enemy unit, start the battle, reroll hits and win rolls. So 2s. I will gladly reroll that one. Got ya! We'll try and wound on a 3.
Toughness 11.
Strength 12. 3s. Rerollable. Nothing comes through.
New model syndrome.
Can you imagine the harpoon's just going straight through the green? Yeah.
Through the spaghetti.
It's not going to work. Now, do I get the benefit of, after the bearer shot with this weapon, select an enemy monster or vehicle unit hit by one or more of those attacks? So I have hit you at least, in which case we'll get +2 to our charge roll as we try and pull in the spaghetti. Okay. Bit of a weird, that's one of the weirdest encounters so far on the channel. Similar kind of points, 305, Phil says 290. Well, okay, we've got a clash here. Okay, so we'll press on, more firepower to come. So 2 turn effects, Stinger salvos are going to go into, we'll do this one first, and he's going to put them into the Transcendent Catan, and then we'll go for the rupture cannons across here. So once again, both of us making good use of the Patreons here. I'll go Andrew Swan. I'll try and call upon some Imperial firepower here. Looking for 2 use because we remain stationary. Okay. Command reroll. Cock dice. It's a 6 or a 4, but I'll reroll it. It's a cock dice again. Get a trait, I know. Missed. Serves you right, is what probably 100 people have just said. Oh, man. Right, okay, we've missed.
I've never seen 2 cock dice like that. That's pretty good.
So don't need to write it, okay? Don't put it in the comment section. I've told you over and over again, get a tray. Yeah, I'll read
that striking scorpion themed tray.
Trays.
Then you can sell it, everyone will buy it. Come on.
Thanks, Phil. Good idea. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Okay, so wound does come through. Got my wound. So now 4+ invulnerable save.
No.
No. Do you want a command reroll? It's 2d6 damage.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
2d6, but it's halved. I can't. No, I need these. Sorry.
Oh, it's 11. Oh, sweet. Oh, sort of plum hits come through. Hit something.
Got 1 left.
Straight through the eye or something like that. Crazy hits come through. Tyranids shooting from that thing. 1 wound left.
1 wound left.
All of a sudden. Oh, no regrets taking them. Okay. We'll go for some shots against the Transcendent Catan. So we're looking at 4s, 6s, and there's a wound. No AP minus, so normal save 2+. Ooh. Failed. Surely not. Feel no pain at 4+. No, took a wound. Strangest thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, bit of a change up here. I'm going to go for these gaunts across here. All their firepower is going to go up against the Ophidian destroyers. I've got a couple of strangle webs. The strangle webs are interesting. 2d6 auto hits, range 18. So 7 hits. And then I'm simply looking for 6s to wound, which will be devastating. And we get 1. So a mortal wound caused against one of the Ophidian destroyers. It's a start. Then the other 18 models will fire. Flesh borers hit. 6s are lethal hits because of the Tervigon. That's proved exceptionally useful. And then we're going to try and wound on 4s because we're strength 5. Yeah, 6 normal saves. No AP minus going on with these. 6 saves of 4+. And it's a good roll to get through. So I think it's enough to slay a model. Next up, we'll go with the Tervigon. Stinger salvos, same target. Looking for 4s, terrible. And a wound does come through, so normal save of 4+. I must get the wipeout here. I don't know if this is possible. All right, a wound caused. So we've got the same large unit, a squad of 10, so half the amount coming through. There's firepower from this available, which could be the big gun, doubt it, and then potentially the Stinger salvos as well. So Phil's going to watch here with interest. So we'll go for the large unit of gaunts. So 2d6 auto hits with the strangle webs. So 7 hits come through this torrent weapon. 6s would be exceptionally useful. And we've got 2 mortal wounds caused. I'm strength 2, toughness 4. So it is 6s to wounds. There's nothing else comes through. 2 mortal wounds caused though. So that removes another model. There's 18 flesh borer shots to come through.
18.
Yeah, need 4s.
Need 4s. And that's on these lot.
That's from those, yeah. And after that, there's a squad of 10 left.
I don't think they'll survive the second shot.
There's a stratagem that Phil could use to interrupt whilst I'm shooting to do reanimation, but Phil thinks even with that, it's not going to be enough.
Still going to go,
yeah, okay, so we'll press on. So lethal hits is 4. And then 4s for normal hits. 4s to wound. Yeah, I mean, there's another 7 saves of 4+ here to come through. And it's another 2 wounds come through. So we've almost gotten this 1 wound left on that model. In which case we'll fire the smaller squad of gaunts. Phil's still not going to do it here. There's 1 wound left. If you roll really, really well, I still think there's still more firepower to come. Plus I could try and charge in and bog him down, which would stop him from trying to escape. So we reckon the Tyranids have done enough. So we'll go on to the little squad. See if they can do it. So, yeah. It's okay. Stick to the plan. 9. Let's do those first of all. Flesh borers. Looking for 4s. There's no lethal hits this time. 4s to wound. 2 wounds come through. 2 saves of 4+. This could be it.
Yeah.
Snake eyes, they're gone. All right, target destroyed. Took a lot of effort. Tyranids had to backtrack, turn around, unleash their firepower. Tervagon was useful for those lethal hits with mass amounts of those. And the strangle webs proved very useful as well. So, and again, another example across here. So, termagants, this has all been updated. So, you need to update the card. There's a lot of changes going on here. Because you've got all these extra weapons now, like spike rifles, termagant devourers, termagant spine fists. But I've gone for shard launcher is available as well. Strangle web, it's an assault weapon, devastating wounds. Torrent, very interesting. It's range 18, so you can keep up with the range of the other flesh borers. D6 auto hits, it is strength 2, but you're searching for those mortal wounds, and we've seen them coming through. So useful enough. A little bit of Overwatch as well, I guess. Auto hitting. Interesting. Okay, so firepower from those done. We'll turn to this Tyranifex. So we'll move on to the Tyranifex, Transcendent Guitar. We'll fire at that with the Stinger Salvos and the main gun. Just going to try and pick off 1 wound on the Canoptic Doom Stalker. So we'll do that first. Just looking for 2s. Got our hits. Marcus Anthony firepower coming through again. We turn to the Imperium. 2 wounds. I've done my bit. 2 invulnerable saves here. This is high pressure roll. Typical blocked one. One's gone through. So we will destroy you unless you want to command a reroll the invulnerable save. It's a 50-50 chance to actually stay alive.
And that's the last of the big shooters, isn't it?
It would be, yes.
God,
it must be a no-brainer.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's worth it.
Power it up with a Patreon.
Who have we got?
Let's search for a real Necron friend. There's Martin Vagabond here. Amongst his big long list of stuff, there is Necrons.
Give me Vagabond. Thank you.
4+. Is he friend or foe?
Oh, no. That was like that. 5 and a 4.
Slipped on the ice.
It was so close.
Damage, 6 wounds. Target destroyed. Deadly demise?
Yeah.
No, all right. Got him, finally. It's taken a fair bit of effort. But the invuln save proving exceptionally useful. One of those gone. Tremendous amount of effort to do it. We'll now try and see if we can pick off a wound or 2. Transcendent Guitar. I'd imagine every little bit can help. So looking at 4s. Looking at 6s. Nothing. Okay, so that's firepower from him done. They have firepower, but it's range 12. And I think... No, there's firepower actually around the other side. So I'm watching this game with a lot of interest here for my own Necrons. Definitely decent distracting units for sure. There's no doubt about that. So Ophidian Destroyers may well come out of their box and onto the infamous painting desk where things can stay for a long time. The Swarm. I have been working my way. I've been disciplined working my way through the painting desk. I've got 1 unit of Imperial Fists on there at the moment, and there's not too much else. No, there's the way is clear for new stuff. So it could be Necrons. Swarmlord. So I'm going to put my psychic stuff into here. It's a psychic torrent weapon. So D6 plus 3 auto hits. Okay, so 7 hits. Coming in.
It's auto hits. Okay. So
Yeah.
I've got -1 to hit because.
I'll find it. Okay. Strength 5, toughness 5. I'd imagine on them. So we're looking at 4s. 2. These are -1. 2 damage. 3 up save, so we're looking at 4s. And blocked both. Oh, okay. I'll go for the Carnifex next. D3, Bioplasma. 1. +2 for the number of models. Looking at 5s though, because of the -1 to hit rolls. Let me just get the 1. And we're going to try and wound. And it's whole facing of 5. And it's been blocked on a 5. 0 damage from shooting. Interesting. We'll go on to charges next. Okay, Mortals, again Overwatch. I've declared the Carnifex first. Phil's going to Overwatch with this entire unit, searching for 6s, 4s, pilasters, and there's a few. You can see 4, 5, 6. Whoa. You could do this. Not lethal though, are they? No.
Yes, they are. Lethal hits. Ghost Blaster, lethal.
Alright, 6 wounds.
Oh
dear. I think I'm going to go here. -1.
Yeah.
I need a good roll. Oh, yeah. Oh, pressure now. Do I command reroll this or not? To stay alive.
I've still got the Predator and the Lord to shoot.
Yeah. 3 up, 3 up, 3 up. Yeah, I've got a command reroll. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Right, okay, so he's gone. Deadly Demise.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Good clean kill. That's Amy Almo. Phoenix Lord removed from play. Well. That's all right. That's the kind of effects that James painted, so I'm not so annoyed. We'll charge here with him. 3 inches.
Just
So
about.
he stumbles along, perhaps stepping over the body of the dead Carnifex. In he goes. So it's just a Swarm Lord by himself, the one-man army with 4 arms. So I finished the charge move with him. We're going to play Massive Impact. So it's 6d6 and in 4s. Each one is a Mortal Wound. It's my last CP here. Terrible. 1 Mortal Wound on that squad. So it's going to kill one of the Immortals. That's it. Very low impact across here. Right, so around the other side, it's not going too well across there. That's the Warlord getting involved, taking on the Necron army by himself. Not good. We're charging around here. So I think it's about a 4 with our +2. We'll see what we get. Oh, 10. Right, in he goes. We've got ourselves our spaghetti fight. So that's all the charges taking place. 2 monsters going in, one at either end of the board. No, only 1 CP for Phil, so there's no interrupt play. So we can...
That's spent.
Oh, spent.
Yeah,
We're both on 0.
That's my... yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. The Norn Assimilator. A chance for it to flex its muscle. So I took this option because it is meant to be good in close combat. So we'll go with the monstrous scything talons first of all. So 6 attacks. Needing 2s against the Transcendent Catan. So I'm going to 100% Patreon the life out of this. So who's... Yeah, I'll go this one. We are red. Blood Angels Ryan for ours. Phil can pick a set of dice to defend with.
Yeah. Maxfield Knuckles is.
Maxfield Knuckles. Okay, so we're looking for 2s. And I'm going to re-roll because we have our singular purpose against him. All right, so we've got our hits. Can't complain. We're coming in to you at strength 9. 5s to win.
Toughness 11.
5s. It's average. And then we'll re-roll, thankfully, for singular purpose, which doesn't help at all. Uh-oh. 2 invulnerable saves of 4+. Yay. 3 damage.
Is that halved?
To 2. And then I feel no pain of 4+. 1 wound caused. Oh, man. Oh, man. He is tough. So he's down to 10. This could be a long old spaghetti fight, this one. Right, we'll go with 2 attacks now. 4 attacks, thankfully, with the Toxin Jacta Harpoon. 2s. Reroll. Oh, please no. Needed that. 3s to win this time. All of them. Right, now these are interesting. These are D6 plus 1 damage. Okay. So 4+ invulnerable saves.
2.
It's 2 make it through. So you're going to halve this.
Halve it, yes.
And then feel no pain this.
Yes.
Part of me doesn't want to believe that, but we'll go with the damage here. Here it comes. Interesting. So 3 damage plus 1. So you got 4, and then 1 and 1, 2. So
6.
6, yeah. And feel no pains.
So
3 make it through. Dropping down to 7. We've certainly not destroyed him. He's very much alive. 7 wounds left. Okay, so I'm going to go for the Swarm Lord. 8 attacks with his Bone Sabers. 2s. Problem is the
-1 to hit.
And
so 3.
Extra dice there. Okay. Oh, -1 to hit rolls.
Yeah, because of the current Necron.
Fair enough. We're looking for 2s to win. Strength 9, toughness 5. 3s to win. Oh, please. Twin linked, thankfully. It's still terrible. Something going on with the snow. These Tyranids don't like the snow. It must be from a hotter Mediterranean climate. Hence the desire for spaghetti. Saves of 6+, Phil.
Nothing.
All right. 3 slain, but you just absorb that with joy. I'm in a bad place here. 3
immortals. We'll see how immortal they are in a minute.
Yeah, no, Phil can reanimate most of them. That's good. He's protecting the characters. Brilliant. Okay, so my combat's done. Phil can strike back. So, piling move done. Characters are actually out of this fight. They're too far away, but all the immortals can fight. So 6 attacks.
6 attacks. What have we got? Close combat weapon. They're 2 attacks each. So 12.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hitting on 3s.
They're being led, so hit on 2s. Hit on 2s, yeah.
Fine.
And it is... No, it's not. It is weapon skills. Strength 4.
6s to wound.
Yeah,
yep.
So
11 come through. Looking for 6s.
6.
1. No problemo. Oh, it is for me. Wound taken. Okay, dropping down to 9 left with the Swarm Lord. Right, so around here, about to find out what the Transcendent Catan can do against the Assimilator. This thing has no invulnerable save. So I'm just going to have to take this as it comes.
8 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Go ahead. 2 have missed. 6 make it through.
It is.
What is this?
These are crackling tendrils. They are strength 9.
Toughness 11. 5s to wound. None. Oh,
so they're both whiffed mostly.
Useless. Yeah, okay, interesting.
6 nearly 700 points against, useless.
Battling it out. Okay, right. So that's combat's resolved across the board. Very mixed results so far for the Tyranids. They're certainly in the fight, but impact is quite low with them. A good bit of firepower from the backlines. Tyrannifexes are impressive. They brought down one of the Canoptic Doomstalkers, so good work there. We'll calculate points, give an update on the score. Scoreline is 10 points to 2 in favour of the Tyranids, 7 points for primaries, 3 points for destroying the Canoptic Doomstalker. That's it. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Necrons. They've suffered some losses, but still much of their force remains intact. They've got a turn in hand to pick up some points. They're about to pick up 7, so I think they're going to equal up or level up nicely with the Tyranids. A battle rages at the back between the 2 most expensive units on the board, I believe. And then the main bulk of the Necron army across here. The main bulk of the Tyranids across in the other corner. We're going to turn 2 now. This battle hangs in the balance. It's very evens at this stage. We'll see which way the battle goes as we go on to the second turn of the game for the Necrons coming up next. Turn 2,
So yeah, I've done reanimation protocols. The Catan's up to 8 wounds. The Immortals brought back 2 models. And that's all that was there.
Squad. They've swung around here.
2 blades have swung around to get some shots. The Necrons have moved 5 inches more towards the target to get some shots.
To Warriors, yep.
Yeah, Warriors. The Immortals pulled out of combat to allow these to shoot at the Swarmlord.
Mm-hmm.
The Doomstalker stayed still. The Technomancer moved up to be within 3 inches of it to support it. And Chris Comiskey Cowboys come down to join the action.
Okay. Wherever there's trouble, you'll find the cowboy. Yeah. One bit of movement here. The Death Mark's turned up in this corner. Again, just to harass and distract. Seems to be a Necron tactic that Phil's using. Just to disrupt the opponent as the greater portion of the Necron army makes its moves. So, movement's done for the Necrons. Then I've paid a CP for rapid ingress. It's a very useful stratagem. I've put the Raveners just there. They are outside of that ruin, so I'm trying to make use of the obscuring terrain to protect them from firepower coming through. So they've just landed there to help support the Swarmlord. But it could be too late helping him. He does look particularly isolated across the other side there. Okay, so movement's done. Shooting phase next. Okay, the Lucas Heavy Destroyers. 3 shots against the Swarmlord.
They're hitting on 2s because they're being led by Chris Comiskey's.
Oh, he counts as leading.
He counts as leading, yeah.
How useful.
So hitting on 2s. As always, they always miss. These are strength 14.
3s to wound. 2 3s.
AP -4.
You'll kill me unless I roll a 4+ invulnerable save. It's as simple as that. I've burnt up my last CP, so I've got no command reroll. And I will 100% definitely call upon a fellow Lucas. Nicholas Lucas. Nicholas Lucas to counter Lucas Brown. 4 ups. It's going to be 1 shot, 1 kill, unless we pass these. Oh, we block. It's 50-50. So we've blocked 1, 1 goes through. It's 6 damage, isn't it?
6 damage.
Horrific. He's already on 9 wounds left.
Yeah.
So he drops to 3. That's a wicked hit coming through against him. Good shooting.
Yep.
It's all down to the cowboy now. He's heard that there is a Swarmlord in town. So he's going to try and bring him down. This is the debut here in 10th edition for this model.
Hits on 3s. Sorry, no, hits on 2s. Pistol and its precision. So hits on 2s. All of them, nothing. Yeah. Strength 6.
5 to wound.
Oh.
Nothing.
Yeah, Comiskey dice have done it again.
Okay. Technomancer, Staff of Light. Into the Swarmlord.
3 attacks. Hitting on, yeah, that.
All good.
It's 4 pluses. Strength 5.
6 is to wound. Toughness 10.
Nope.
Okay.
I need patronic help.
Canoptic Doomstalker is going to switch targets. It's going to, out of necessity, go after the Swarmlord here. It's going to offload all that it has into that beast. It'll be quite a price to bring it down. Still a good number of Patreons left.
Let's have Sam Hermes.
Yeah, he's a Black Templars and Cadians player.
Cadians. We'll go with Sam because he's one of these. So, Sam, you could be number of shots.
We'll test Phil. Number of shots, Phil, is how many?
4 + 1. Got it.
We're at 40k school.
Hitting on 3s because he didn't move.
Okay.
Okay. 3 hits.
3 make it through.
And these are
3's to wound.
all
of them. Well done. I think you've done it.
It's pretty hefty.
Oh man. Well, to get help from Darren Gardner. Death Guard, Beast, Snaggers, 2 tough factions, 4 pluses. Got to pass them all. Oh. What can you do? Straight 3 damage, I think, is enough.
3 damage, yeah.
He's gone.
Deadly Demise?
Deadly Demise. There's an auto Deadly Demise for this detachment, but I'm out of CP. Should have saved some. But he does Deadly Demise anyway, but it's not going to cause you problems because your Immortals will just absorb it. The Deadly Demise is just D3. And he maxes out. He's not annoyed. It's the Raycross Swarmlord. You expect him to die in anger here. So Phil will take off 3. I mean, he retains the objective. So
yeah, I'll keep the ones at the back. Okay. Oh, no, I need that one. This one.
Okay.
Keep my thing.
Okay, so target destroyed. I don't feel I'll be glad to see the Swarm Lord gone. That's cleared out this half of the board now for Tyranid threats.
Right.
A bit of firepower down here.
Yeah, a bit last. Yeah, devastating wounds. So D6.
Devastating wounds?
Yeah.
Whoa. Right, so 4 of them are in range of this one.
Yeah,
Phil wants to make sure it goes, and these 2 spares we're going to hit.
These are the D6 number of shots on the 4.
Wow.
Wow. 6, 12.
21?
Yeah. I don't have $21.
20. He doesn't have enough time.
20. They come in 20.
Okay, 21. Take a Xenos.
No.
No, you won't touch the Xenos dice. But your Xenos, these are special. They're amazing. See?
They haven't been amazing today, though.
Fickle.
Lucky for me.
Yes. Go ahead. We're looking at...
Tomb Blades are hard to... They hit on 2s.
Hit on 2s?
Yeah. Hit on 2s.
I'm getting some.
You've got some?
Oh, yeah.
That's that one. And we've got... These are devastating wounds. Yeah, not hits. Thank you. All right, got those. Right, so now we wound on. These are strength 6. Not bad.
5s to wound. Nice, fantastic.
So 6s are mortal wounds, yeah? Devastating wounds.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
So 3 mortal wounds.
3. Oh, he's dead. He's gone. What can I do? That's it. Stop, Phil. It's done. It's finished.
They're no good in close combat. I made that mistake.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're no good at all.
No deadly demise, target destroyed. It's kicked one mod off the objective. The other one is in range. That's a Phoenix Lord gone as well. Who was that? BPP Wargaming. Okay.
Okay. The Necron Warrior is going to shoot at the last...
Oh, you still got these 2?
Oh, yeah, I've done that. Sorry.
This is an 8 mil firepower here. Tomb Blade's looking particularly potent. 2d6 shots. 10.
Really not right for 10. 10.
3s. 2s, sorry.
2s, yeah. Oh, loads of 1s. No, not too many. That's it.
5s to win.
5 and 6s. That's good. I've got
2 mortals.
more. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll drop down to 6 left on this one.
That's some hefty output.
That's good. Guys. At this rate, this objective's going to be cleared. That's not healthy for the Tyranids. If they're to stand a chance in this game, we've got to try and at least equal the Necrons. But this is a strong surge from them on this side, looking particularly good. 10 shots from the Warriors. They're all in range and can see.
So they are hitting on 3s because they're being led.
Okay.
With the Gauss Flare. Hit on 3s, lethal hits, rapid fire 1. So I've got 2 lethal hits.
Yeah. Those 2 missed.
Yeah. Yeah, and these are strength 4, so 6s.
6s to wound.
Ooh, good shooting, boys. 5. AP, nothing, so it's just normal save.
1 wound gets through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well done. Well done. Very, very impressive. Dropping down to 5 wounds left on this Carnifex. Looking a bit bare over here for the Tyranids. Just in doubt here. It is, yeah, it's a funny old thing. Particle Beamers, ballistic skill 2+ with that particular weapon. Usually it's 3+ with the others. It's a blast weapon on top of that as well. D6 attacks, strength 6, yeah, but the devastating wounds is fantastically good for a high volume shot unit. Devastating wounds is fantastic. The 12-inch move, 2 wounds each, toughness 5, 4-up save. Amazing. You can give them the upgrades, the Shadow Loom or Shield Veins.
Which I've got 3, yeah, got those.
Oh, boy.
But they're no good in close combat.
Just no good in close
really
combat.
Bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we've got a shot from here.
Don't think he's got anything.
Fine. In which case...
No, he's only got melee.
Oh, fine. Okay. In which case we have...
Death Marks have got a shot.
Oh, yeah, Death Marks, of course, have turned up here.
They can shoot at that guy. One that's damaged.
Across here.
Yeah,
okay.
Shoot him.
5 shots.
They are hitting on 3s. 3s. These are strength 5.
5s to wound.
1, it's AP -2. Damage 2.
Damage 2?
Damage 2.
Whoa. It's dropped to 3. What a nice contribution from them. Okay. Shooting phase, I think, is finished. Any fresh charges? I don't think so. No.
No, that's miles away. No. No fresh charges.
So
back to that.
Back to the ongoing combat across here. We'll strike first. We'll see if we can bypass the armour. There's 8 wounds to try and get through. Right, so non-assimilator. We'll go for the Tox Injector Harpoons this time. They're reloaded and we'll fire them in. And we'll patronise these as well. Yeah, I know what I'll use. The Comiskey dice.
You sure about that?
Yes, we won't get an average result. It'll either go horrifically wrong or it'll be incredibly amazing. Hoping for the latter. 2s. See? Not that that makes a difference. We're now looking at, I think we're on 3s to wound. We're at strength 12.
Toughness 11, yeah.
3s to wound. And rerollable. Alright, I cannot complain. 3 have made it through. They're -3. So this is an important roll here, Phil. You can go Patronic on this one if you want to.
What have we got?
We've got a few. Imperial players are on standby. There's one. Solid as a rock, Michael Fryer. Okay. Or not, or you can go for the Ray Cross dice is available if you're annoyed enough. There's Chris Heim. There's another Necrons player here, Dave Humphreys.
Dave Humphreys is the one.
Okay. This is an important roll here. Very important indeed.
Saved it. Thank you, Dave. Blast.
What would the damage have been? Yeah. Right.
Risky dice.
Yes, man, oh man. Right, moving on. Oh, I can't believe that. Right, it's like he's firing this ejection. It's just going through this green stuff.
Spaghetti.
Right, we'll try 6 attacks with the Scything Talons. Look at this. There's the Comiskey dice kicking in. Reroll though. Try and counter the Comiskey effect. We're looking at strength 9. 5s to wound. And the Comiskey dice are back again. They ebb and flow. We'll reroll. I did say.
So
right, so 5 dice of 4+ for invuln saves.
Oh,
okay.
Risky dice have come over and got me.
Right, so you're looking at 2 damage each time. So you've got 8 wounds. It's 3 wounds, but halving it, right? So you're looking at 2 wounds each, so 8 wounds in total. So we're looking at Feel No Pains now. I've not killed it, annoyingly, but we've
8 Feel No Pains.
Made some progress. Blocking a lot, but 2 get through. Please. Down to 6. This combat could go on for the entire game here. 6 wounds left after all of that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Right, okay. Strike back.
Crackling Tendrils. 8 attacks. Let's see if we can do better this time than before. Hitting on 2s. I'm just going to move the
Rippers out of the way, yep, they can go.
Hit on 2s.
And triple 1.
Boy. Strength 9.
5s.
Better.
Much better.
Much better.
4 come through this time.
AP -3.
Can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to use the Comiskey dice for my saves. AP -3. 5 ups. None. What's the damage?
You don't want to know.
Oh no, please.
D6 each.
4. All of a sudden, 4d6 damage. Is there anything else that can help me? No. Go ahead. 17?
Yeah.
You've just killed me. This is a 16 wound model. Right, I'm going to have to check here. There's nothing else. 16 wounds, toughness 11, it's 5s to wound. My armor save was 2+, you were -3, took me to 5s. I had no command reroll. If I did have a command reroll, I would have blocked it as well. Oh, they're going to kick yourself. And don't say it in the comment section. You must always keep command points. Don't spend them. Oh, man. He's gone.
Demise?
I don't even have a command point to auto deadly demise, so we'll just roll up to see what we get. But no, the assimilator's been destroyed. And of all the things to bring it down, it's the flying green spaghetti monster. Unbelievable. Right, and it's still more in charge of him. Well done, but the assimilator's gone. It's been destroyed with one spaghetti sweep. Wow, incredible stuff. Good fight, but
epic battle.
Yeah, epic, but painful for the Tyranids. Ouch.
Whose turn? That's my turn. This is my turn, yeah.
End of your turn, yeah. We'll calculate points. That sweep from him, exceptionally useful unit. has resulted in the game swinging well and truly in the favour of the Necrons here. So metal is superior against flesh in this case. We'll give you an update on the score, but that's a deadly result there right at the end of the turn. Okay, so points coming through. Secondaries have gone well for Phil. 7 points for primaries, which is great. And then 2 points picked up for destroying a Carnifex. 3 points picked up for destroying the Swarm Lord, because let's bring it down, and then he's 10 wounds or more. And then 2 points picked up for engaging all fronts. And the Norn Assimilator actually is going to give you 4 points for bring it down. So I need to add that on. This is our crude sheet here, so it's going to take you to 20. So there is a gap that's opened up. 20 points to 10. Phil's got himself nicely ahead here after both players have played 2 turns. Tyranids need to do something drastic. My options are being cut down. My big choppy mega monsters are gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a serious shift in the game. Losing those 2, that's a deadly result. We'll go on to turn 3 now. Middle stage of the battle. Tyranids need to try and claw their way back. Turn 3 for them next. Okay, turn 3 for the Tyranids. We've got some resources. We picked up another 7 points for primaries. We've been forced really to move the Tyrannifex around. He's not made it to within 3 though, and I don't want to advance him to... It's going to cost me 5 victory points, but I don't want to advance him because I need his firepower, so we'll leave him as he is. Carnifex has taken the opportunity to push forwards. He was overwatched and took a mortal wound, so down to 2 wounds left. That was the overwatch came from the Tomb Blades. Then across the other side, Tyrannifex has moved out to here. Now the Tyranids switch around to head across in this direction, not with all of their resources. This squad of 10s backed up onto here. Tyrannifex has remained stationary. These 2 have moved, and the Raveners have surged across in this direction. We'll go on to shooting phase next. We're going to start with the Gaunts across the other side. They're going to go into the Immortals. That's this squad here. It's range 18 for all the weapons. So we'll do 2 d6 auto hits with the Strangle Webs. 11 hits. Need some kind of good result here, but we're searching for 5s to wound. No, sorry, 6s to wound, but they'll be devastating. And we get 1. So 1 mortal wound caused against those Immortals. Phil resurrected 1, by the way, with the Resurrection Orb. He can do that in my command phase. Then we'll go for 18 shots with the regular models. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're looking at 4s. 6s are great. Terrible. Okay. And then we're looking at 4s to wound, which is all of them.
All of them, okay.
Weird.
Well, that's what how it goes.
6 saves of 3+. And to go
2.
through.
So it was the same.
Okay, so
It was the same.
yeah, we've backtracked there because Phil was at the -1 to the hit roll, so we've re-rolled the wounds. Okay, so that's all good. 2 slain. We'll go with the little squad next. So all going into the Transcendent Catan. D6 auto hits with the Strangle Web. Done well this game. 6s are amazing. Ah, there's 1. We got 1. 4+ feel no pain. Got him. Glory. Okay, we'll take that. 4s. No minus to hit him.
No.
That's actually lethal, so that goes through. And then strength 5, I take it we're going to be... Oh, your toughness 11, 6s to wound. So 2 wounds come through. Lethal hits is very useful. So 2 normal saves, and no problem. Okay, so next we'll go with the other squad of Gaunts against the Immortal squad. 4 of them are out of range. So we're looking at 15 shots and then the 2 Strangle Webs. Yeah, bad maths. 14 shots from regular Flesh Borers and then 2 Strangle Webs. 2d6 on the Strangle Webs. What on earth? 12 hits.
Wow.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's for 1 in 10. You can give them that weapon just to swap it out.
Yeah, it's good.
So
Good against, defensive stuff.
we're looking at 6s. If I get a heap of 6s here, we do. We get 5. It's insane.
Normal save?
No, the devastating wounds.
Oh, 5.
Yeah. So they're going to wipe out the Immortals. Bizarre result coming through. And then 2 mortal wounds onto those characters. Strange result. We'll do Flesh Borers now. So it's 14 we're after.
It's still -1 to hit because he's there.
Yeah, it's all simultaneous. So the buffs continue on. So we're looking at, these are all lethal hits because of the Tervagon. And then we're looking at 5s for normal hitting. Trying to wound. Strength 5. Toughness on the unit is 5, so that's okay. So we're looking at 6 normal armor saves here. And there's trouble.
Yeah. That's 4.
4 wounds coming
4
through.
wounds come through, yeah.
So I think the Lord's going to go.
Lord's gone.
And the Technomancer's going to take some more.
He's a 4-up save. But he's a 3-up save, he's a 4-up save. But
we'll calculate this out. There's one character that's going to go, for sure. Getting some very strange results across the other side of the board. And it's Gaunts that are doing it. Of all the models in the game, it's Gaunts causing trouble. Okay. This is an experimental list. So I'm watching my list of interest. I'm watching the Necrons with a lot of interest, just watching those. There's a bit of firepower available with him. There's 2 shots from there, but Snake Eyes, what a contrast. So no hits coming through from him at all. Okay, so a little bit of firepower left. So Michael Fryer dice on here now. So we'll go for all the firepower into the Transcendent Catan. So looking for 2s. We didn't move. We'll leave it. We'll go for 2s to wound. No. We're going to be 3s to wound with this one. This does go through. So we're looking at an invuln save here, and this is an important roll. Now, it's going to be 2d6 damage. So if you want to... You can't command reroll because of the Swarm Lord with his making your CP reroll 2 command points. Swarm Lord's left his nasty mark. We'll go for the wounds then, which is 6. I could command reroll the damage, which I'm tempted to do. I'll do it. It's a bit of an extreme desperation here. So reroll the damage. 7. A little bit better.
So it's halved?
Oh, right. To 4.
To 4.
Okay. Yes, of course.
Feel no pains?
Feel no pains to 4+.
2.
2 more caused. Okay. Still alive. Drop it down to 3. We're looking for shots now with the... I think we hit on 3s. 3s with the Stinger Salvos. And then we're looking for 6s to wound. For toughness 11, 1 comes through. Normal armor save. Passed. Firepower here, going to rinse and repeat, same target. Here we go. Oh boy, so 2 shots. We'll commit this to another Patreon. Could be the defining moment of the game. Chris Heim shots in 2s. Oh, agony. 3s. Does it? Don't worry, it's not devastating wounds, but there is an invuln save now required. 4+. Oh, I blocked that one. That could be the roll of the game.
5.
What would the damage have been? Oh, it just would have been 2. So you would have survived anyway. We'll now go for Stinger Salvos. And we're looking at 3s. Now we're looking at 6s. And there's 1 more save to make. And blocked on a 4. So shooting phase is finished. Raveners don't have the shooting option. I gave them the better carapace with 4-up save. So we're looking at charges next. Right, charges. We've got another defining moment in this game. 7-inch charge to charge both of these characters. I reckon I can stack up models here and here and then maintain coherency. So I'll go for both. 6 inches to there, 7 inches to him. We'll go greedy, 7 inches. I can't command reroll this. It's down to a straight up dice roll. Yeah, Patreon time. Again, I can blame it on them if it all goes wrong. The Raycross dice are sufficiently annoyed enough. Thank you very much indeed. So now I'll put the actual real Raycross dice in this roll. 7. Breathe. It doesn't go ahead. Oh, that was an opportunity. There's 2 characters, you see. Oh, Phil knows. He knows. Phil knows. Okay, Mephisto's gone. He was the Necron Lord. So that's the situation we're in. That charge does not go ahead. That's another significant moment in this game. Another opportunity for the Tyranids. Raveners, they get 7 attacks each at AP -1. So I was planning to shred through these characters. It's coming in at strength 7 as well, just to get past the toughness. So they would have been very potent in close combat. Did everything right. Dropped them in, moved them up, but failed the final charge. And it's actually your casualties that helped you here. Because they were out. Okay, because the Gaunts were too efficient. Charges Oh no, there is another charger on the other side. Carnifex has made it in. It's geared up for close combat. We'll go Travis and Jen for these attacks. Jen with the crushing claws. Needing 4s is the problem. And that is the problem. Just the one hit comes through. Probably a 2 to wound. 6 comes through. It's not devastating. Wish it was. No. AP -3 on the Tomb Blade here.
I've got a 5 up involved because of Charlie Loom.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 up. No.
Okay. D6 +1. So 3 wounds caused. It's a model slain.
Yes.
So I'll take the one from the back, I would presume.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll go for the extra attacks with the extra scything talons. Just 2. 2 hits come through. 1 wound comes through. That's strength 9. Toughness 5. So 5+ invulnerable save.
Yes.
Blocks that one. Well done.
Bounced around, but it's safe.
So I need to go back on the footage here. The crushing stampede roar is definitely going to kick in for him because he's only got 2 wounds left. We'll just check here and see what extra hits have come through and extra wounds. Okay, so what we've got is a scything talon. Did wound on a 2. So there's an extra save to make on that one. No, it's 3 damage. There's another one gone. So this is making a difference. And then a crushing claw hit on a 3 would have gone through. So try and wound with that crushing claw, which it does. So there's another invulnerable save required. That's another model slain, so it's made all the difference. Enraged attacks coming through from this wounded Carnifex. So Phil's done his attacks. It's not too scary. Wipeout's the scary thing for Necrons, so 3 Tomb Blades still remain. They can zip away, and plus there's Necron Warriors moving up. So Tyranids have done okay. They've some good recovery stuff going on with them. Very impressed with the infantry. But I still think they're behind, and there was a couple of opportunities. A foul charge across there, so significant in this battle, and then some good invulnerable saves protecting the spaghetti monster, the Catan. Green Catan?
Transcendent Catan.
He's still alive. And what a pain he is. I had a chance to deal with him in close combat and we're shooting, but we failed. He has taken damage, but again, it's not going to worry Phil too much. There's reanimation protocol possibilities and so on. End of turn, give you an idea on the points. 4 points picked up for killing the Necron Lord. 7 points picked up for primaries. That's it for the Tyranids. So we'll go on to turn 3 for the Necrons. They're about to pick up some points, keep themselves ahead. It's 21 points to 20. And Phil's got a turn in hand. So Necrons ahead. It may just be a case of keeping ahead in this fight, despite the Tyranid efforts. Good battle, this one. It's a good clash. Real good clash. Very, very much enjoying this. Good clash of styles here. Armies having their own countermeasures against each other. I've got heavy guns, so has Phil. We've both got close combat units, both got horde type units with their abilities. So fascinating battle for sure. We'll go on to turn 3 for the Necrons coming up next. Just a movement here for the Necrons on Phil's turn 3. This game is far from concluded. We're saying the Tyranids are actually in a stronger position than initially thought, because of we're controlling this no man's land objective across here, and Phil's saying he's lacking the resources to try and claim it back. Real good snipery type stuff, but for dealing with these hordes that are flooding up the board, he's running low on resources for dealing with them. The main threat being those Raveners, which Phil thinks he can take out some of them with shooting, but not all. And then also the Gaunts pushing forwards, which are vast in number, and they're dishing out these mortal wounds with these stranglewebs. They're proving to be difficult units to bring down. We're quite strong on our home objective, and we're set to grab this one. Phil reckons he can't take this one, and then he's some distance away from the other no man's land objective across the other side. So as far as board control is concerned, Tyranid's looking not too bad at all, in fact. So this game's not resolved at this stage. It's still open for either side to claim. So backing off slightly with these, I've also done battle shock tests across the board for the once per game ability as for the Tyranids. So battle shock has been failed on these units, 1, 2 and 3. So all 3 of these have failed their battle shock. So too has the Transcendent Catan, so too have the Hexmark Destroyers, but across here battle shock was passed no problem, and this cluster of 3 models as well. So on the objective we're lining up here to try and clear him out of the way with just the 2 wounds. Tomb Blades bugging out of close combat. Hexmark Destroyers. They're working well for engaging all fronts, and then we're now seeing the emergence of the Transcendent Catan to go after the Tyranids effects. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Just about to roll up something important here. Firepower so far, firepower from these and from these characters has taken out 3 of the Raveners, 3 remain. The smaller guns are going into the Raveners, and then the big shot, here it comes. This one is Patronic dice on. That was Michael German.
Michael German. So D3, D6 plus 2, plus 1.
Yep.
So 3 shots.
Needing 3s. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 1 wound comes through. AP minus 4. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, I'm going to play my once per game ignore thing.
Yeah.
So we'll use that. There's a blob on there marking it up. Yes, once per battle now. It was in the cards that it's minus 1 to damage roll, but they've changed it to once per game. You could just change it to damage 0. So we'll use that up, burn it up on him. Okay, Doomstalker done. Bit of firepower now.
Twin Ghost Flare. It's lethal hits, rapid fire 1, so it's within 12. So it's attacks 1, twin Ghost Flares. That must be 2 shots, rapid fire 4 shots.
Okay. Oh, you got 2 twin Ghost Flares.
Just this twin Ghost Flare. Hang on. Oh yeah. Twin Ghost Flare.
That's it. Just 2 shots then. Just a piddly.
4s. Both hit. Strength 4. Oh, lethal hits.
5s to wound.
5 to wound and twin linked. Both.
Will do. Any minus going on?
No, it's not.
3 ups for cover. Yeah. Because we're infantry and in cover. Okay. So that's firepower done from across here. Transcendent Catan has firepower available now. He's just made a regular move.
6 shots.
Looks like we've got ourselves another very important charge coming up later on. No pressure.
6 shots. Hit on 2s.
Okay.
Assault and a sustained hit 1.
So add that one back in.
And these are strength 8.
5s to wound.
Yeah.
1.
AP minus 2.
4 up to block. We do this time. Okay, Tyranifex. This is the Michael Fryer Tyranifex. It's looking solid at this stage. It's not on that objective though. It's near it, but it's not claiming it at this point. All right, bit more firepower result. Death marks useful again, causing 2 wounds on the Tyranifex. Firepower from these coming through, some wounds coming through, but all of them saved. That's shooting phase done. We're going to charges. Next, there's an easy one, and a not so easy one. Right, so this is a 7-inch charge. Field Marshal, Valhalla Field Marshal Robert for this charge. 7 inches required. This is the last patch on here. This is a very important roll indeed, and it's a 6. You do have 2 CP, so you could command reroll, despite the Swarmlord's efforts. It's costly, but
yeah, I'll have to do
it's important enough. God, no, it doesn't. Oof, boy, it doesn't. Go ahead.
An easy one.
The easy charge,
Go,
which is 8. Oh, typical. Okay. Okay, you think this is allowed? All the models that can make base contact have to, which we've done. Others can choose to move up, so Phil has stretched these out in between as long as they're within coherency of another 2 models. So he's in coherency of 3, he's in coherency of 2, then stretching back onto the home objective. Correct us if we're wrong, I think it's legal. Looks strange, it's like a blob with a line in the middle, but they can hold the objective and stretch out to this close combat. The key was to get the characters in range. But crucially, there's been a number of key roles in this game for both sides, and the Transcendent Catan has not made it in. Resolve combat's next.
The stars are right. Once the battle, start the fight phase.
This is Oricon the Divine.
Yes, start the fight phase. Triple the attacks and strength characteristics of this model.
Oh, right, okay, triple.
Yeah. And each successful wound roll made for this model attacks are a critical wound.
Fine, go ahead.
So he has 2 attacks, which will be tripled to 6 attacks, and he hits on 2.
Just as you need it. 2
And
missed.
These are 2 missed.
Sorry, Phil missed one, but we've picked it up. So
Strength 12.
Strength 12, 3s to wound. All right, well, good.
These are the number of wounds.
Yeah, so these just so you can catch up what's going on here, Phil's are up to wound, they've all wounded, and they all count as critical wounds, which is devastating wounds inbuilt. So we're all looking at mortal wounds. Oh, easy peasy. Oh, just
16, 18 wounds.
Deadly demise. I can auto block, but it's just going to cause a mortal wound, so we'll not bother. And we don't. All right, nice tidy job. Oh, and that was one of the Phoenix Swords. Val and Field Marshal Robert. Across there. So Carnifex gone. That'll pick up some points. And I think that's about it. End of turn. Yeah, I'll give you an idea on points. All right, so points coming through. It's slowed right down. There's only 2 points picked up for the home objective. Carnifex destroyed 2 points. Engagement of fronts has been disrupted. Both these units are battle shocked. So that's that table quarter messed up. And then 1, 2, 3 units across there, battle shocked as well. So it stops those 2 points from coming through. Interesting twists in this game. It's 24 points to 21. The scoreline is close. And the Tyranids are about to pick up 7 points for primaries, the home objective. And the Raveners still on the objective in no man's land across the other side of the board. So Tyranids are about to go ahead. Whether they can stay ahead, we'll have to see. This game is still running very tight indeed. Still able to play for. Turn 4 for the Tyranids coming up next. Right, so movement done for the Tyranids on their turn 4. So later stage of the game. Turn effects has remained where it is. It's a bit too late for me to move out into this now. And then if I do move onto it, I think I'm not going to be able to stop Phil from getting close enough to contest it and so on. So we'll leave him where he is, just try and max out on our firepower. The other turn effects has remained where it is. Then a little bit of movement with the gaunts at the back there, just to get the Strangleweb in range and a couple of other guns against the Transcendent Catan. And then around the other side, stretching out to here, then pushing these two going forwards, rolled a 6 and a 5 for our advanced moves. They've got assault weapon, all the weapons are assault, so we've been able to surge right head 12 inches up to here, just round in the corner, ready with some firepower. Pushing into the room with the other squad who's at full strength here, no damage coming through against these so far. Then the 3 Raveners closing in. Going to try and root out characters if we can. So looking strong now on this flank, thanks to Gaunts and the Tervagon guiding them through. We'll go on to shooting phase next. So go the smaller squad of Gaunts at the back. 5 Flesh Borers. Needing 4s. And nothing. And then a Strangleweb. It's 5 auto hits. It's a torrent weapon. 6 is incredible. And there's another 6. So it's a mortal wound coming through. So 4 plus feel no pain. And blocks that one on a 5. Okay, that's that squad done. Terrain effects, everything into there. Here we go. 2 big gunshots, needing 2s. God, this is painful. Come on, reroll. Right, we get 2 hits. 3's to wound. Oh, failed. All right, still just the one comes through. Massive roll. 4 plus invulnerable save. No. And command reroll shut down because of the Swarm Lord. So it's D6 damage. It's going to be halved. It's 7, so it drops to 4. Phil should be okay. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Down to 1 wound left. Okay. A bit of small firepower coming through here. Stinger salvos. Needing 3s. Alright. Needing 6s. And we do get 1. Save of 2 plus. Passed. Okay. Stinger salvos down here. Big gun into him. Last ditch attempt to get rid of him. 2s. We get 2 hits. We've got a chance. 3s. We've got our 2 wounds. Well done, Terrain Effects. Job partly done. Oh, 1 goes through and 1 is blocked. 2d6 damage. This could be it. It's 6 wounds. Halved is 3. 3 feel no pains of 4 plus.
No.
Gone. We finally got him. The relief of getting rid of that thing. Does he detonate?
No.
He does not, but target destroyed. It's a significant result here for the Tyranids. Dear me, dear me, dear me. The amount of shots that have been pumped into him, finally, he's gone. No offence, but glad to see him go.
Yeah.
Character, and is he monster?
Yeah.
So is this double bubble? Bring it down and assassination too?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we've got a bit of firepower down here against the hex marks. That's a significant result for this game. So we're looking for 3s, 4s, 2 saves. No minus. And 1 slain. Alright, so firepower complete across here. So some missed opportunities. Firepower coming from here and here. So we reduced him. I remember he restored all his wounds, so he wasn't on 1 wound. I thought I killed him, but it was it caused 3 wounds and dropping down to 1 wound left. Caused 3 wounds across here. Technomancer's not lone operative. We're able to shoot at him. We fired this squad at him and reduced a load of wounds down. So mortal wounds coming through, but Phil passed about 5. 4 up saves, so it kept him alive. Well done. And across here, some saves coming through. And then the cowboy erupted and then shot one of the Raveners. We're going to charges next. All right, so we went on to charges. Charge went ahead. We're careful just to charge the character. Then some Necron trickery taking place. We killed him. Took off his last wound. It was 8 saves. Then Phil played Protocol of the Eternal Guardian, so resurrected him back with his 4 wounds.
No, half his starting number of wounds remaining.
All right, so he's got 2 wounds left. Only cost a CP, and it stops that assassination from coming through. You can use that strategy multiple times. It can only be used on 1 unit once per battle, but Phil's got multiple characters who could use it again. But for a CP, it's amazing. Okay, so end of turn. Combat's resolved. That's the end of turn 4. We'll give you an update on the score. Yeah, points coming through for the Tyranids. So 7 points for primaries because of that crucial objective across the other side. And then 2 points for the home objective, so that's 7 in total. 4 points picked up for the assassination against the Catan Shard. And then 3 points picked up against him because of Bring It Down as well. 2 wounds and a +1 for the number of wounds that he has is over 10. So that puts us on 35 points to 24. Tyranids have got themselves 11 points ahead. And again, the problem for the Necrons is they're set to pick up 2 points for primaries, but they're not controlling any other primaries on the board. And again, Phil's saying he feels the pain here for the loss of that central objective. Would have suited the Necron strategy very well. These Necron warriors would have been in the middle with supporting units. Tyranids have got themselves ahead, would you believe? We'll go on to turn 4 for the Necrons as they try and play catch up here. Right, so turn 4 for the Necrons. Pretty much holding position with these. Tomb Blades are running onto the home objective. 2 points picked up for primaries. A stratagem played which enables Phil to advance and still count as assault weapons for all of his infantry. So they've surged ahead, leaving the objective, and have moved right on top of this objective across here. And then the death marks have pushed forwards as well. So that's movement done. Shooting phase next. All right, so shooting phase resolved. Some more wounds coming through against the Tranifex, but it's proving a tough customer here. Down to 9. Plenty of wounds remain. You can see a close combat's taken place. The death marks have gone in against that target, caused no damage, and we stomped on one of them with our powerful limbs. Gaunts took some casualties. I think it was 4 against that squad, 2 against that squad, firepower coming from here. And the Raveners were blown away at point-blank range, mercilessly, by the Lucas heavy destroyers. End of turn, we'll calculate points. We're about to head on to the final turn of the game. Have the Necrons done enough? Or maybe it's the case that the Tyranids have got themselves a win here. We'll see. So points coming through. 2 points for primaries at the end of the turn here, and then 2 points picked up for engational fronts. Phil's got that back again with the hex marks over there, this table quarter, and then the Hexmark destroyer occupying the other. So 2 points picked up for that. 28 points to 35. Necrons, or Tyranids, have maintained their lead. We'll go on to turn 5. We'll get a final score on this one. Turn 5 for the Tyranids coming up next. Right, so movement here for the Tyranids, really just sort of seeing this game out here. I reckon the Tyranids have this one remaining in close combat, going to sit still and shoot. Tevagon restored 4 gaunts back onto the squad across here, and they've pushed further into the ruin around the corner just to let loose their firepower, and the gaunts here readjusting slightly to let loose with a volley from them as they crowd onto that objective. 7 points picked up for primaries. We'll shoot here, and then we'll see the situation with the game. It's interesting. The fancy stuff's dead here for the Tyranids. It kind of affects his Swarmlord simulator, and it's sort of the standard stuff that's seeing the game through for the Tyranids. So it's interesting as I think about a list for this red-coloured scheme hive fleet. We'll go on to shooting phase next. All right, so shooting phase resolved. We and close combat, so we're pressed ahead with a turn. So in close combat, stomped 2 of those. No further damage coming through against the Tyranifex. Tyranifex firepower was effective enough. The Canoptic Doomstalker was removed from play. Then firepower coming in from the Gaunts. Put wounds on him and destroyed him. with firepower, and then Phil paid a CP to resurrect him again, so you can use it. It's once per individual model, so he's played it on there just to really frustrate our attempts at assassination here in this game. So that's shooting finished from the Tyranids. There's no charges for them to take place, so the turn came to an end. Points being picked up, 7 for primaries for the control of the home objective and the objective over on that flank, and then 3 points picked up for destroying the Canoptic Doomstalker, meaning we went up to 45 points in total. 45 points to 28. Tyranids are ahead, but Necrons have a turn in hand. We think there is a possible chance of a draw, maybe a win. It's dependent on destroying monsters. We'll go on to the 5th and final turn here. See what the Necrons can do. Might just move a few things around to see what options can happen. We'll report back to you on this one. But turn 5 for the Necrons coming up next. Their last-ditch attempt at victory.
Oh, we'll do this. So
here we go.
Right, 3 shots.
Right, movement stunt. Moving out across there, paying a CP so they can go into assault mode. We reckon to draw is the destruction of 2 monsters for the Tyranids. That'll pick up a nice lot of points for Phil. Plus the 7 coming through for primaries. Could do it.
That's it. End up.
Come on. Come on, Hero's been crippled.
That's it. Good game.
I think that's it, yeah.
I
Phil's rolling up to hit. He needs to destroy a monster.
Again, every time they miss one. Look at that.
Yeah.
Every time.
Okay.
They've missed every time.
I'm plagued with the same. Yeah, it's the one thing that puts me off, the pressure on the one-shot roll.
But it's hit on 2s. It's crazy. Should I be re-rolling? I bet I should. I bet they've got a re-roll. I think they used to. So what we're looking at is 28 points. Let's say that Phil got 7. Sorry, he's checking the stat lines here. It's wound rolls.
Yes, it's wound rolls of 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Checking the stat lines, or checking the points coming through. 28 points. Let's say Phil got his 7. That puts him up to 35. He's 10 points behind. 2 points for engaging fronts would leave 8. And 8 points could have been picked up by destroying 2 monsters worth 4 points a time, because on Bring It Down, if you're 15 wounds or more, you get the 2 points plus 2. So that would have made 2 lots of 4 and 8. That would have led to a draw, 45 points each. But because that's failed, that monster will stay alive. You can't get through to that one. And was planning massed firepower and a charge to take this one down. But it's irrelevant now, because if that one goes down, it's not going to change the result of the game. Close enough battle, though, for sure. A real exchange going on in this game. We've had epic monsters battling out at this end of the board. We've had an artillery exchange from one end of the table to the next. Yeah. We've had an infantry assault come around here. The Tyranids have done their own kind of assault come around over on that flank. So it's been a close enough battle. Both sides have kept a lot of stuff alive at the end of this game, which is a credit to Phil for his first game for Necrons, the 10th edition, and for the Tyranids as well. They've shown character in this game. They've locked horns with the Necrons and have just about managed to come out on top with some hard-working units, both small and great. Units of the game for both sides. A number of contenders. I'm going to say an honourable mention to the Gaunts for sure. Good hard work from them, and surprising results coming through with those, especially with the Strangle Webs. But I'm going to give it to the Tyranofexes. Solid, dependable units, extremely accurate firepower, and once those wounds come through, they are devastating. So that goes to those 2 monsters there, which survived nobly through to the end of the game. Phil's going to give unit of the game to the Catan Shard.
Yeah, just for the
disruption. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But then, of course, the Foul Charge.
These were good. Team Blades are a unit to watch as well.
The Foul Charge was a problem, because that would have made a big difference getting rid of that, because that could have killed that.
And you could have moved on to other stuff. Yeah, there's some very... a number of times in this game, some very, very critical roles for both sides. But in the end, the Tyranids had just enough flesh to overcome the metal in this game. But a mighty clash it was. So that's the game. Big thank you to Phil for coming down. Good to see him on the channel again. Good to see the Necrons back on the board. Nice clash here, fighting across the snow. Just keep a lookout for more Challenger Scorpion games on the channel. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Sorry, and then there's the Patreons at silver level. Jason Martinez, Marcus Olsen, Ross Coolwell, William Schwartz, Zachary Lee, and Zachary Lyons. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.